What's going on, guys? Spencer Clays here. Today we're heading to a Christmas light install, doing a couple other quotes after that, but just kind of wanted to do another little update on our road to $100,000, which honestly we're kind of crushing, almost doing a little better than I thought, and we might need to adjust the goal a bit. But we are doing a lot of permanent lights, so those are, if it's a $4,000 job, you're not making $4,000 profit, right? But still, $4,000 is $4,000, so it's definitely. We've done probably like 15K of installs right now in the last 2 weeks. Already booked another couple jobs and doing a couple more today. These are just the temporary ones as well. So haven't done a lot of temporaries, and now we're still. People start a little bit later here. We're end of October. We're getting messages from our last year's clients, like our recurring clients. So we're just now starting to do Christmas lights, and we're still a tiny bit early. It's like October, last week of October. So Christmas lights you really start to see full swing November and even a little bit into December, which, if you guys know me at all, we'll take like a couple weeks off, go somewhere nice, warm, Mexico, Arizona, wherever we want to kind of relax, because the Christmas season is kind of busy. If you're working, you make hay while the sun shines, as the farmers would say, and it is really, you want to sprint as long as you can, make money while you can, and then take a break. So that's what one thing I really like about having my own business is you don't have to work 50 weeks a year and you get 2 weeks vacation off. You get to hustle really hard for a few months, take a few months off, hustle hard again, because then we'll get to spring and summer and fall. It's cyclical, right? And that's how most of life is. Really nothing that I can think of is every single day it's an industry. Even if you look at fitness or healthcare, what industries do we really have that I guess healthcare would be, but we're not really getting into that type of business, because we actually provide a service that I think is pretty cool. So not that healthcare isn't great, me personally, I see people so much of healthcare is pretty freaking simple, dude. Don't eat like crap, don't smoke 15 packs of cigarettes a day, don't drink like a sailor on leave. You'll be kind of healthy, to kind of take care of your body. And it's just weird to see all these people get to old age and they're just oh my gosh, I'm 100 pounds overweight. What do I do? What medication do I need, doctor? And it's bro, if you just had taken care of yourself throughout your life. Anyways, I'm ranting on healthcare, which is not the point of today's podcast, but just some thoughts. So I'm driving over here. What else can we kind of go into? I wanted to kind of go into a little bit of some victim mentality. I've been seeing some AI doom and gloom, which anytime that pops up, I love to just kind of nip that in the bud, as they say. And because it's oh, what happens if Jeff Bezos, or he's going to eliminate 6,000 jobs, people are going to be mad at him, blah blah blah, because 6,000 delivery jobs are going to go to AI robots. And my stance has always been, dude, if a robot can replace your job, you don't have that skill of a job, and that's fine. All jobs are good. I'm not gonna be out here and be I love being able to drive to a little burger restaurant and someone makes a burger for me. Okay, wow, I'm gonna get caught in the middle of this intersection. I love someone else, cleaning my teeth. I love someone else being able to. Wow, some guys are really holding up traffic there. I love people cleaning the streets, picking up trash. I love people cutting my hair. All jobs are good. But if a robot can do it faster, cheaper, and better, it's that's just how things have to be, right? Guess what can't be replaced from AI? Work that you do with your own two hands. If something can be done by AI, it means it's been done before. We can only automate something that's been done before. You're not going to automate this Christmas light install that I'm going to do. You're not going to automate a roof clean. It's this is a new roof that's never been cleaned before. Or a good example is art. You see a lot of artists, quote unquote, that are oh, ChatGPT is just taking all of our work for our designing and 3D graphics. And it's dude, if robots can do it, they should be doing it. It's going to be faster, cheaper, better. And like we said, if it's already been done before, you can't tell AI, hey, make me a Pixar movie. You could, but it would be shit. It would be kind of almost there. It might be 70% there, but what makes it magical, what makes it a good Pixar movie or a Disney movie, some of the older Disney movies. I like Pixar because it was kind of started with Steve Jobs, and he was a pretty solid egg. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts recently about like historical figures, and Steve Jobs was there, Thomas Edison. Actually, right now listening to, it's Brigham Young is on there, and he's one of the founders of the Mormon Church, which I don't really know a ton about the Mormon faith because I was raised Christian, and maybe we can talk about him in a second. But where was I going with that? We were talking about Steve Jobs and Pixar, AI. So yeah, it's the whole argument like, oh, AI is taking jobs. It's like, no, dude, it's literally taking the bottom 10% of jobs. Like, who cares? If that is your worry, if you're worried that AI is taking your jobs, you don't have enough skills, man. Like, I guarantee if you get out and start working with your freaking hands, AI is not going to replace you. If you start building houses, if you learn electric work, if you learn plumbing, you're not going to have to worry about AI taking your job, bro. Like, learn what we do, roofing, gutters, all that stuff. So I don't even want to hear it when people are like, oh, AI is taking my job. I'm a truck driver. I work 30 hours a day, and or who's that guy? He's like, oh, we drive 500 miles a day. Some guy was like, he was like bragging about something that's literally like impossible. But anyways, that's my take on the whole AI thing. If it's been done before, like, you're not gonna have a Michelangelo statue that's beautiful and people revere for 1,000 years done by AI. It's not gonna happen, dude, because by definition, if AI can do it, it's been done before, and therefore it has no value because there's an infinite supply. If there's an infinite supply, the demand goes way down. So that's just some basic economics there for you. And because I love AI. I use it all the time. I use it for my logos and stuff. Like, I use it for my website. Great. But there's a couple things. There's a couple touches, human touches that only I can really do, and that's what sets it apart. That's why you got to use it for the tool that it is. And then you got to put in your own little energy and spice and, dare I say, love and excitement. Love and excitement. AI cannot replicate love and excitement. When I show up to a customer's house, we're doing Christmas lights, I'm like, hey, we could do this. This would look really cool. I think we should go over here. This would be awesome. Like, I think your house would look beautiful. And I'm getting excited about it. AI can't replace that. AI is not replacing that. So that's kind of my little AI rant. It's over. It's over now. So what about Brigham Young? I'm getting to the job here pretty soon. I'm not gonna ramble all day and make this a super long podcast. Maybe we can have, let me know if you guys want to sit down, put some questions in the next video, and leave me some comments. We can kind of go into comments and like, what do you guys want to talk about? But Brigham Young, I really like his story because, like I said, I am not a Mormon. I've particularly I've always been kind of interested in the Mormon religion because it's very interesting, like how it was literally started like 200 years ago, and they were just like, hey, we got commandments from God. This is what we're doing. We want some multiple wives. Let's go. And everyone's like, what the heck? And they got kicked out of, first they went to Missouri, then they went up to Illinois, and then they got kicked out and moved to Utah. But the thing that I really took away from it, we're not going to get into a lot of religion right now, but he was just like Brigham Young himself. So obviously Joseph Smith started the whole movement. He was the one who received the prophecies, or whatever you want to call it. And so, but Brigham Young was like the guy that was like actually like, because Joseph Smith got killed. He got killed like in 1844 or something. So still pretty young in his like life. He was probably like 40 or something. I don't know. But so Brigham Young kind of like, he made things happen. So they literally, the thing that I really liked and I took away from it, and I've been thinking about a lot, is bro was just like, hey, we got a few thousand people following us. We're going to go and start a new town. We're going to start our own place. And these days it's like, we're always complaining. A lot of people were always complaining about housing prices, about land prices. And guess what? Land and housing is only expensive in the city. Literally right now, I was looking, my mother-in-law was looking at some land. She had like a little pamphlet. They're selling an acre of land 30 minutes away from where I'm at right now for $12,000. $12,000 for a freaking acre. Do you know how much 1 acre is in, like, over in Seattle? It'd be like $200,000. I'm not even joking. $200,000. I've seen that for a piece of land. So we complain about all this stuff, but guess what? That land is in the middle of fucking nowhere. There's try not to cuss, middle of nowhere, middle of BFE, which is an acronym for, I guess it's also some swear words right there. But it's oh, I think I was supposed to turn back there. It's anyways, we're not getting to that. So back to the point. They're building houses, they're building a whole freaking town wherever they want. And I think that is super cool. Like, why are we not doing that today? Because in the podcast too, he was mentioning, like, you could almost argue we have more opportunity to do this now because we have remote work, we have the ability to make money online. And the fact that we have this, like back in the day, you had to get like a general store, you had to get people like shipping in stuff. It was very hard. You're moving out to, when you moved out to Utah, and I haven't finished quite the story yet, but we all kind of know a little bit about what happens. Like, they founded Utah, and Brigham Young became like the first governor. And like nowadays, there's still, this is the thing that kind of like blows my mind, is people are like, oh my goodness, like, there's no land anymore. It's like, dude, have you ever driven across America, man? Have you ever driven like outside of the city? It's like, there's so much land. There's so much land out here. So I don't even want to hear it. It's just there's not the conveniences, and there's not the people that are willing to do the work, put in the work. And a lot of it too is like, no one wants to, like, it's scary. And like, obviously too with the religion, it's a little bit like they kind of had to. So no one was like really excited about, I want to move 1,000 miles away from all my family and stuff. The reason I'm a little bit distracted, I'm trying to figure out where the frick I'm going. Maybe I'll just park right here and just like kind of finish this podcast up. So, yeah, that's kind of something that I'm like really looking into, is starting our own city. I mean, I'm not like serious, not a ton yet, but we're looking, because we have like 5 acres of land. There's nothing there. It's just dirt. So I'm like, okay, we got to build stuff. I've watched thousands of videos on how to like build stuff with a hammer and nails, and I built a few things too in the past. I built like a chicken coop, a shed. The shed was actually pretty nice, and building's not that hard. And that's kind of going back to the AI thing, dude. It's like, we don't really need a ton more software stuff. And like, I have a software that we work with, and we have like the CRM that people can use for their home service business. But I haven't been promoting it as much because it just doesn't excite me, because like, it's just code, and it's just stuff that like, there's just so much things at technology. It's kind of like we're making up problems that we need to solve. Like, you see a lot of these things, like, I think I mentioned this before. It's like, do we really need like 15 new dating apps? Do we need like 30 food delivery services apps? Like, these are not like these complex problems. We need to figure out how to freaking build houses that are cheaper and better and easier to build, and how to find water, how to get electricity out there. Like, those are how to do sewage. Like, those are some main freaking problems. If we solve those, if every person on this planet had a good place to live, had access to good drinking water, like, that would solve like so many problems. Like, you don't even know. You don't think that if the reason people are stealing and committing crimes and violence against each other, do you think they would really be doing that if they lived in a nice house? If they had a nice house, or they're like, hey man, I'm gonna like bust you up. It's like, no, there's like, they don't want to go to prison because they have a nice house, but people who have nothing to lose, that's the most dangerous thing in the world. If you have people that have nothing to lose. So, man, getting on a roll here. And that's another direction I really want to take this podcast as well. It's like, how can we solve fucking problems? We're going to be building stuff next spring, so stay tuned for that. We're going to be digging up dirt, putting a water cistern in. Probably not going to dig a well because it's deep and expensive. It's kind of a risk too. And putting up housing, whatever the frick we want. And that's what I think life should be about. Building cool things, fixing cool little problems. Like, if we can find some cool way to get water out there, there's atmospheric water generators where you can pull water out of the sky. I think that's really cool. So anyways, guys, kind of got on a lot of different topics here. I'm getting to this job and I'm gonna make some money. So let me know if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, if you guys want to join the group, or if you want like one-on-one help where I will help you run your ads. Literally, like I said, we're getting quite a few jobs from these Facebook ads, yard signs, all this stuff. All that stuff is going to be down below. I'll see you guys in the next video. Let's get it. Peace.
Thanks for tuning in to the Spencer Clay Show. That's all for now. See you in the next episode. Peace.